We have an update now on the two CVU high school students originally from Nicaragua facing deportation from the United States. The Associated Press is reporting a federal judge this afternoon in Boston said she will halt the Trump administration from ending the program that allowed those two students into the U.S., along with more than 500,000 other immigrants. ABC 22's Matt Holderman has been following these developments for us today and the more recent developments of the past hour or so. He joins us now live to explain.
Thanks, Lauren. Yes, U.S. District Judge Indira Talwani just issued a stay about 1 hour ago on what is known as the Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela parole program. It was created by former President Joe Biden in January 2023 to give people from those countries a new legal way to come to the U.S. for temporary stays of 2 years. And on March 25th, the Trump administration announced they would be terminating that program, but their effort to stop it is now up in the air following today's ruling, and it could mean some more time in the U.S. for those two CVU students if they choose to stay. I caught up with the superintendent today to learn more about them and exactly what this past week has been like at CVU.
The past week for me has been a wake-up call.
Champlain Valley School District Superintendent Adam Bunting was visibly upset in a Zoom call Thursday afternoon when talking about two of his high school students who were being forced to leave the U.S. under a new decision by the Trump administration. Bunting says the two students are originally from Nicaragua and came to Vermont legally through the CHNV parole program, with each of them still having plenty of time left in their stays. But a decision by President Trump to terminate the program put their futures in the U.S. in question, as his original termination told them they have until April 24th to leave on their own or be deported.
It's been upsetting. These are students who I wish our policymakers had the opportunity to sit down with, because they are lovely people who are nothing short of inspiring, and I think have given our other students a real sense of how important education is.
With a federal judge putting a hold on the program's termination Thursday afternoon, it doesn't necessarily mean it's time to celebrate for everyone who was set to be deported. Leslie Holman, an immigration lawyer in Burlington, says with how fast everything is changing around immigration, a pause still leaves everyone who's in the U.S. through that program with uncertainty of how long the pause will last, along with the possibility of the Trump administration appealing that pause to the Supreme Court.
They're going to get additional time, but it's still a limbo for everybody. That's an anvil living on their head. I mean, how do you live your lives? What do you say to your children? Well, you got another month? Maybe.
With the two students' futures still very much unsettled, Bunting says the district is thinking of ways to honor them over the next 2 weeks to try supporting them as much as possible during the turbulent time in their lives.
I think our focus over the next couple of weeks will be, how do we celebrate them? How do we show them they matter to us, even if the federal policy says something else?
And I also reached out to Vermont's congressional delegation for comment on all of this today, and I did receive a response from both Senator Peter Welch and Congresswoman Becca Ballant. Welch told me, quote, "These kids came to the U.S. and played by the book. They are valued members of their community with bright futures here in Vermont. It is cruel and my heart aches, along with their school, friends, and loved ones." And then Ballant told me, quote, "It is deeply un-American and frankly soulless to send families like this back into harm's way. I will be fighting to restore these critical programs." And we will be sure to keep you up to date on all of these changes and let you know if we hear anything more about whether the students are now planning to stay or still planning to go back to Nicaragua on their own accord. For now, reporting live in the newsroom, Matt Holderman, ABC 22 News.